All right, time now for this hour's car review. Had a chance to drive the Kia K4 for 2025. It is assembled in Pesqueria, Mexico.
What?
It is. Available trim levels include the LX, the LXS, the EX, the GT line, and we had the EX. It's a mid-size car, 4-door, seats 5. It's all new for 2025. I really like this thing, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said you did.
Yeah. Sleek, modern design with a front fascia that reminds of electric vehicles. It's that slick.
I thought it was, yeah.
Rear quarter and roof line integration is a bit cumbersome back there by the rear door. It also includes the door handle, and I guess that's why they kind of made it look kind of funky if you look at it in a faraway picture. I didn't really have a problem with it, and I really didn't notice it stand out until I started looking at some of the pictures that we took of it, and it was just very different. At any rate, horizontal and vertical rear lighting. Horizontal and vertical. Each trim gets its own wheel design. What I liked about it, the overall design gets high marks in my mind. What could use improvement? That rear roof integration that I didn't notice until I started looking at some pictures of it. Interior highlights: 12.3-inch infotainment screen with Android and Apple connections. Single screen integrates the instrument and infotainment center. So it's all one great big screen up there. It is really cool. Linear HVAC vents in one smooth dash design. Seating is comfortable with nice materials. Interesting fabric choice, too. It's something that you're going to go, really? Mm-hmm. Huh, that works. Cargo trunk room is small because this is a small vehicle. They call it a midsize, but trust me, it's small. What I liked about it, the slick design. What could use improvement? The seat covering design could be a little bit more attractive through some piping or some little zing
Stitching,
to it. Yeah,
patterns.
little ching, little bling. Mm-hmm. Engine is a 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine, 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque. You think, oh, that's not enough power for me. Yeah, it is. It's got a CVT transmission. Here's the fun part: 29 miles per gallon in the city, 39 on the highway. For a combined of 33, I got 35 miles per gallon with this thing, over 295.2 miles. What I liked about it, the mileage, obviously. What could use improvement? Not a thing. Mileage and power is a good combo for this car. And I'll tell you what's even better: the price. Ride and handling, nice, with an independent rear suspension. What could use improvement? I just wrote down here, leave it alone. Don't touch it. It's perfect.
Don't touch it.
Okay. Base trim price on my vehicle, which I told you was an EX, is $23,990. Price is tested $25,320. Base model price, drum roll, $21,990. $21,990.
That counts against my score.
That does count against your score. Yeah, it does. Anyway, competitors, well, can't beat the price, man. Honda Civic starts at $24,250. The Toyota Corolla goes for $22,175 if you can find one with a base model. Hyundai Elantra is $22,025. I really did like this car. Kia and Hyundai are winning me over in several fronts, and this is one of them. This is a non-turbocharged four-cylinder engine that gets that kind of mileage. I'm all in. I mean, you know, even if it's not a first car for you, if it's a second car or a driver back and forth to work, how do you beat that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you don't have to worry about plugging it in somewhere.
Exactly.
So, and we're going to get into the plug-in vehicles and the electrics here in a little while during the show. But I tell you what, EV sales are going down.
A little bit.
Yeah, and you know, they're sitting on the lots, and they're trying to move them, but it's a little difficult because they're a little bit pricey. Anyway, that's my review of the 2025 Kia K4.
very good.
I don't know.
So is this something maybe for you as a second car later on? Because I know you want to keep the Vet, but you don't want to keep the Vet. You want to work on the Vet. You want to keep the Vet. You're a little indecisive on that. So would this be something that you would go to?
Possibly,
Okay.
especially if I had to commute, because it's an easy commute car. It rides great. It gets good gas mileage. It's
good driver.
quiet. Yeah. Going back and forth to work. And if I put a lot of miles, I got a friend of mine that puts 60 miles a day one way, back and forth to work, commuting. He drives a Dodge Challenger with a Hemi motor in it.
Oh boy.
This would beat it by 3 times as far as gas mileage is concerned. How do you say no? I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm all into that.
Well, that's the thing. It took me a long time to teach my son that you can have your toys, but you got to have something to get to work to pay for them toys. So, like Jeff was talking about, you want the Corvette, but you need a commuter car to save the wear and tear on the Corvette and drive it because it's special.
Well, we have some friends of ours that have growing children that won't be too long. I'm looking at Rochelle Salinas right now. Yeah. That won't be too long, and they're going to start paying for college education. Okay, so what are you going to do for them when they get there? Yeah, public transportation depends on where.
Yes, exactly.
And they're going to want a car. Now, do you want to buy?
They need a car. Got it.
Well, sooner or later, somebody's going to need a car, and we want them to come home when they want to come home. We want them to be safe, and we don't want a car that's in the shop all the time, broken down. And so you want to give them something, especially I had 2 girls, so you don't want to leave them stranded on the highway. And I think that's something to consider, certainly with, warranties and that sort of thing. Yep. And they're reliable and they get great gas mileage. And, well, that's something I would definitely have to consider. So, Richard, just be with us for just a little bit longer. We're going to get to Mr. Mars
Thumbs
first
up from Richard.
because he's got a hissy fit going on over here.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do that. So
Let's do it.
Richard's going to be with us in a minute. All right. This hour's car review from Mr. Mars is of the Hummer EV.
Now, this is the 2025 GMC EV 3X SUV. Now, I point that out because the first one to come out was the truck. In 2022, they came out with the Hummer truck in an EV format. And so last year, 2024, is when they created the SUV. You can have the SUV in 2 trim levels. You can have either the EV 2X or you can have the 3X. We happen to have the 3X. Not a whole lot of difference in them, but it is a different trim level. Seats 5 passengers. Up front, you're going to find an E-trunk with a power hood that opens up. That's basically where you can put some storage in there. You're going to find your cables for charging and everything. It's got LED lighting all the way around, including a light bar across the very front that says Hummer EV. It's pretty cool at night. There's no doubt people see you coming. They know what you're doing. It's got some fixed aluminum step plates that you're going to need to get up into this vehicle. They don't lower, but it rides pretty high with these 22-inch tires, 22-inch wheels, and the tires that they've got on this thing, which really come in handy. Now, it's got the power heated side view mirror. It's got a power rear swing gate, which is where the full-size spare is mounted. It swings out to the right and left with a push of a button. Does roll on some 22-inch aluminum wheels, which are a $4,500 option for the ones that we happen to have.
Wow.
You're going to find skid plates. You're going to find cameras for off-roading. We had the trailering package, so there's a lot of features that are built into this. A lot of it was options, but it's pretty easy to get them. Inside, we had premium leather alternative seating surfaces.
Alternative?
For what
Is
that's
this a
worth.
DEI seating?
I'm not sure. The front seats are heated and ventilated. The second row seats, the outboard seats, are heated, and that is a 60/40 folding seat. Now, in the center of the dash, you're going to find a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. You're going to find your infotainment there, your convenience controls, your nav, your cameras, all that good stuff is going to be all right there where it's easy to reach. The driver has a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that you can kind of move around to whichever way you want it for whatever you're doing. It's got wireless technology, Apple CarPlay, Android. It's got front and rear USB ports in this vehicle, so your rear passengers won't be bugging you. It's got an HD surround view with selectable cameras, so you can pick which camera you want to see. This is really handy, going to be handy in the off-roading, and this vehicle is really geared more to the off-roading, in my opinion, than it is to running around town. That's because this is a big vehicle.
How big is it?
Big vehicle.
So big.
Yes. It's big enough that it has a Bose premium 14-speaker audio system on the inside of it that sounds really great. Now, This is the 3-motor EV all-wheel drive system. Now, there's 1 motor for the front and 2 for the rear. Now, this produces the equivalent of 830 horsepower, 11,500 pound-feet of torque. This vehicle, well, I missed it. Where did I put the weight? There's a 1-speed
Can't be
transmission.
11,000 pound-feet of torque.
11,500 pound-feet of torque.
Is that towing or torque?
11,500 pounds.
Wow, okay.
That's what it said. I wrote it down twice.
All right.
Now, it will tow 7,500 pounds. It's rated to haul 1,300 pounds. And they say, GMC says it's got a 314-mile range. Now, they also say that if you're using your 240 charger at home, if you run this baby down to 0, it's going to take you 10 and a half hours to charge it. Now, I went to a charger at 41% to charge it up for them to come and pick it up. Took me 2.5 hours to go from 41 to 90.
But that wasn't a fast charger.
That's the fastest thing I got.
Well,
It
over
was
there
at
in
a-
Niederville, they're just now getting away from bicycles and moving into the
That's true.
car era.
Now, this vehicle weighs 9,063 pounds.
That's why you need all that torque. Oh, my Lord.
9,000.
There goes all that torque.
Yep.
Gee whiz.
And according to the computer, I got 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour. So, and I drove it 104 miles. And I found a formula that, so by the time you do the conversion, that actually equates out to 37 miles per gallon equivalent.
Huh.
And this vehicle, by the way, it says it'll do 0 to 60
in 10 minutes.
3 seconds.
Wow.
You stop.
Have you noticed that I'm slumping in my seat?
I see that. You're fading fast. I'm going to hurry. 35-inch big fat tires. The tire. What's amazing is you get in this thing. It's really big. You know you're in a big vehicle, but going down the road, it rides remarkably smooth. And I think it's because of the big tires. They got some big meat on this thing.
Loud.
And they're not loud.
Oh, okay.
No, they're not. So, as far as this goes, base model price for this vehicle. Now, there again, 2 trims is all you get. $96,550 for the 2X 4-door SUV. Base trim price for the 3X is $104,850. Now, the MSRP for the one that we had to test and drive with all the options, $107,920. Now, if you're looking for something, the best I could come up with something to compare to this would be the Rivian R1S. It's got it starts out at $82,900. It's got a 300-mile range. So it's got a little bit bigger, a little bit better. Land Rover Range Rover, which is more of a hybrid, it starts at $107,900. You might want to look at the Tesla Cybertruck. It's because it's not really a truck. It doesn't have a truck bed on it. But the all-wheel drive version of that starts at $79,990. And they're going to come out with a new one for $99,990.
And you might also want to check out the used cement truck down the street.
Well,
it's about
I will
the same
say-
size.
Torque's about the same.
I was very surprised driving this vehicle and the way it drove, the way it handled, and I was very surprised I didn't start talking with an Austrian accent by the end of the week.
Oh. Nay, nay.
Time now for Jeff's feature of the week.
Yep.
Sex.
Okay, we are off the air now.
And that's a combination of 6 best. Sexed. Cars for older drivers.
Golden years is what we're calling it now.
All right,
So, as we move forward through life, our needs, priorities shift, especially when it comes to driving. The open road can still offer plenty of excitement as we get older. It's more about finding the comfort, convenience, and peace of mind. Whether you're looking for a reliable car or running errands or just visiting the folks that you know across the plains. So the first one we have here, Michael, is a 2025 Mazda CX-5. Now, senior drivers seeking for a blend of comfort and class find the CX-5 a delight. Its compact frame follows the effortlessly maneuverability, while its smooth ride cushions well over bumps. Now, this car lists at 28,570, and it scores 9.3 out of 10 for seniors. That's not bad. The next one is a 25 Honda Accord with the family lifetime of the road. This car's been around a while. Sedan does offer nearly everything you would want in it. Of course, it is a Honda. It accelerates briskly, corners, and the poise around those corners is a gentle ride. This car is $28,295, and it also scores a 9.3 out of 10. Here we have one. I think Don's driving one, or Don is driving a Buick this week that I know. It's a 2025 Buick Encore GX.
That's yours, isn't it?
No, I've got the Envision. This is for savvy seniors. Of course, anybody that owns a Buick is pretty savvy in my book. Looking for a compact car, yet capable SUV, appreciate the Buick Encore GX. It's practical. It's got an approachable design. Despite its small footprint, this crossover is surprisingly spacious in the cabin. This car is $25,940, and it scores an 8.6 out of 10 for seniors to buy it and be well worth it. The next one we have, this one's actually a 2024. It's a Maverick, Ford Maverick. Drivers in search of a compact truck with a clever twist will find Ford Maverick the standout choice. Blurring the lines between a pickup and a small SUV, it provides a mix. The mix is a utility, predictable handling, and you can run errands and light-duty tasks. This one is $23,900, and it scores a 9 out of 10 for those Maverick folks. And we have one here, which is a 2025 Toyota Camry. Toyota's been around for a long time, so has the Camry. Efficiency, reliability, and comfort have made Toyota Camry a perennial favorite for drivers. It gets a powertrain overhaul for $25,000 that year there, with all models now featuring a hybrid powertrain. It is $28,400, and it scores a 9.5 out of 10 for seniors. The last one we have here is a 2025 Honda Civic. Again, longevity. The Honda Civic is efficient, it's easy to maneuver, it's got a striking ideal balance between practicality and style, responsive handling, and an enjoyable ride. This one is $24,250, it scores a 9.2 out of 10. And of course, we have the illustrious bonus shot there. So,
The bonus shot.
Bonus shot.
That would be the Jeff Zekin bonus shot.
From now on, I'm putting a bonus shot in.
Hey, by the way, who played? All right, time now for, and I have to apologize to you, Mr. Mars, because somehow, some way, we got hijacked on time last week, and you didn't get to do the auto history. And I personally like auto history, so we've got it all new this week.
Well, that's good, because I got a story for you this
I'll
week.
bet
I
you
got a
do.
story for
you got
you.
something more than that for me. Slap upside the head.
Yeah, buddy. So this week in auto history, I went down and looked at this first story for a different reason, but I found it intriguing. Because originally the Detroit Auto Show that's going on right now started in 1899. Now, when I started going up there, when I first went up there,
98.
it was 2000, yeah. But it was called the North American International Auto Show, which began in 1989. Because I didn't start going up there until like 2001 or so. And I went up there knowing that it was the, what I call it? The North American International Auto Show. Now, and what they did, they transformed this. They took that in 1989. They went around the world, got all the manufacturers to agree to send their stuff over there to create this International Auto Show by the Detroit Auto Dealers Association, much like we have the Houston. And so they started it, and it was held at the Cobo Center. And it helped create the idea that Detroit is Motor City. That was one of the things they wanted to do. But however, this January 2025, it goes back to being called the Detroit Auto Show, not
The North American International Auto Show.
Yeah, they're going back to it because COVID kind of killed them, and they had some big plans to move it to the summer, make a big city event out of it, parks. I got to see all that on a big diagram thing one time when I was up there, and it looked really impressive, but
it fell flat on its face and nobody went.
That's right. They don't want to go to Detroit in the summer for vacation,
Hey.
what they were counting on.
Yeah, how about you, Jeff?
Yeah,
You're
I've
going
been
to
to
go
the
back.
Detroit Auto Show in January, many years.
No.
But have you been
Do it in July.
in the summer?
Yeah, I've been in the summer. August. We went a couple years ago. Went to Marquette.
No, the Detroit Auto Show, Jeff, is what we're talking
The last
about.
time I went to Detroit Auto Show was probably in the late 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're talking about the never mind. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
Can you
it's
start
reverted
over?
back to the Detroit Auto Show, which I thought is kind of neat. I like it much better. Also this week, in 1954, Nash Kelvinator Corporation merged with the Hudson Motor Car Company to form the American Motors Corporation.
That is one of the ugliest cars that was ever on the face of this earth.
Look at them wide whites.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Dig.
I
At the
like it.
time, this is one of the largest mergers in automotive history at that time. And it was designed to...
They would have been better off if they'd have just named it the Kelvinator Car Company.
it would have matched brand
Garbage disposal.
Match the
refrigerators, washers, dryers. Yeah.
Didn't they make garbage disposal?
So the idea was they wanted to get big enough to compete with General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. And so they focused on efficiency and innovation, not necessarily styling, but they did create the Rambler.
So ugly.
All right. Then also this week in 1950, this is for you, Jeff.
All right.
The inaugural Formula One World Champion season began.
Ooh,
Now,
you still my heart.
Marking the official start of modern F1 racing. Now, the season was 7 races.
1950, I wouldn't call modern.
Well, it set the
For open wheel.
start, open wheel racing and stuff. That kind of the way they got it set up, because really and truly, they started with 7 races, including 6 Grand Prix events in Europe and the Indianapolis 500. I didn't know that. And the championship kicked off with the British Grand Prix. They had cars from Alfa Romeo, Maserati, Ferrari, and the guy that won the championship by 3 victories, becoming the first ever F1 world champion.
Was there a Kelvinator entered in that show?
That's what they used to clean the uniforms afterwards. Then, also this week in 2008.
Uh-oh. We're getting current.
Tata Motors of India purchased
That's
Jaguar
so
and Land
wrong.
Rover.
Tata, in my world, that meant something completely different than a car company.
I understand. I looked to see if maybe I was pronouncing it wrong, but apparently not.
Look at those Tatas.
They got it from Ford Motor Company for $2.3 million, made a big deal for Tata Motors, positioning it in a global automotive powerhouse with Jaguar and
Make
Land
sure you position your Tatas correctly.
Yeah, put them on display for us. We
There you
want to
go.
see the whole lineup.
Is it on a swivel?
So those 2 brands had faced financial challenges under Ford. They didn't get the money from Ford that they thought they needed. So Tata Motors committed to preserving the brand's British heritage while investing in innovation and sustainability.
So you're looking for a big investor.
That's right.
Couple of them.
The deal showcased Tata Motors' ambition and reshaped the global automotive landscape.
Amazing.
This week in automotive history.
Oh, my God. You're going to end it with that?
And then the
What's
Tata.
better than ending it with Tata
Yeah.
Motors?
I mean, double E's, that's all I can say.
Double E's. That's your shoe size.
oh my God.
I mean,
Amazing.
seriously. So you go to some great big, huge international car show, and there's the Tata display with all of their makes and models. So you say, look at all those Tatas over there. Well, I mean, that's what you would say, isn't it?
That's what I would say. And then I would,
It's
then
no
I would
different than
duck.
saying, "Oh, look at all the Fords over there, or all the Chevys over there." Well, look at all the Tatas over
You
there.
got to carry a lot of single bills in your pocket.
Yeah, and duck when you say it.
Yeah.
Did somebody in the marketing department say,
What's the translation for
There
that?
may be a little problem with that.
I think in India it means something a little different.
What does it mean in
I have no
India?
idea.
Jeff, let me hear it.
I don't know.
All right. Moving on.
This is our last show, by the way.
Yeah, we're going to be banned, kind of like TikTok, for going over the edge. And we didn't mean to, but it just happened. So please forgive us.